Imagine taking a legend from the 80s, injecting it with modern electric power, giving it a futuristic redesign, and then unleashing it back onto the roads with even more attitude than before. That's pretty much what Renault is doing with the upcoming 2027 Renault 5 Turbo 3e, and honestly, it might be one of the coolest comebacks we've seen in years. From the moment you see it, the Turbo 3e doesn't try to hide what it is. It embraces nostalgia, but in a totally modern way. The wide stance, those aggressive boxy lines, the signature big intakes on the sides. Everything screams old-school rally monster, but with today's clean, electric twist. The headlights have this modern pixel look that makes it feel like something straight out of a video game. But the soul? Oh, the soul is pure Renault Turbo. And that's what fans have been waiting for. Now, when you talk about bringing back an icon like the Turbo, you can't just slap on a modern body and call it a day. Renault knew that. That's why the 2027 Turbo 3e feels like this perfect combination of retro energy and futuristic engineering. Underneath, instead of the old fire-breathing turbo engine, we're looking at a hybrid system, a setup that mixes instant electric torque with a small but punchy combustion engine. It's the kind of combination that gives you the quick jump of an EV but still keeps a bit of that old-school mechanical growl. Best of both worlds. And yes, it's fast. Really fast. The kind of fast that makes you grin before you even hit second gear point. One of the most surprising things about the Turbo 3e is that Renault isn't just focusing on performance. They're actually adding features that make it more versatile than the classics ever were. For example, it now comes with off-road-ready drive modes, not hardcore rock crawling stuff, but enough to let you take it onto gravel, dirt, or loose surfaces and still feel in complete control. That fits the rally heritage of the original turbo models, and honestly, it makes the car way more fun for the average driver. Imagine drifting this thing on a dirt road somewhere. Yeah, that's the vibe. Step inside, and the fun continues. The interior is where Renault went full futuristic. You get this digital cockpit with sharp displays, neon-style lighting, and materials that mix performance with style. Suede, carbon details, bold colors, and those low, racing-inspired seats that hug you like you're about to take on a rally stage. Even though the design feels playful and modern, it's surprisingly practical. You've got modern infotainment, connectivity, and all the convenience features you'd expect in a 2027 model, but with that retro-future attitude that makes the whole cabin feel like a tribute to the past. And if you've seen pictures of the original Renault 5 Turbo or Turbo 2, especially the wide-body versions, the lineage is unmistakable. Those cars were wild for their time. Mid-engine beasts, rally-born, boxy and muscular in all the right ways. The Turbo 3e respects that history but pushes it into a whole new era. It's like Renault looked at the old design and said, let's keep the attitude, but turn everything else up to 11. Now let's talk about what everyone wants to know. Pricing. Renault hasn't made anything official yet, but based on the performance, the hybrid tech, and the fact that this is basically a halo car built to revive an icon, expectations suggest it won't be cheap. Realistically, it'll sit somewhere in the premium compact performance range. Think of it as a specialty car. Something for enthusiasts, collectors, or anyone who grew up loving the old turbo and wants the modern experience. Not mass market, but not unreachable either. And compared to the older models, the 2027 Turbo 3e is smoother, more powerful, more efficient, way more comfortable, and honestly safer in every possible way. But what's impressive is that it keeps the personality. That mischievous, rally-inspired, let's go have fun personality that made the original Turbo such a cult favorite. The new version doesn't try to replace the past. It celebrates it, if anything. The 2027 Renault 5 Turbo 3e feels like the start of a new chapter. Renault is bringing back the Renault 5 lineup, reimagining its classics, and giving fans something to actually get excited about again. And if this is what their future looks like, electric, playful, retro, powerful, then the brand might be headed for a major comeback. So yeah, the Turbo 3e isn't just a car. It's a statement. It's Renault saying, we're back, and we're having fun again. And honestly, I can't wait to see this thing tearing up streets, tracks, and maybe even some rally routes once it finally arrives in 2027.